Hi guys, welcome to Unit 3.3, Triangle Basics. We are going to talk about different properties of triangles and categorizing them by their size and their angles. We're also going to be talking about interior angles and what they add up to. That's just a bunch of triangle stuff today. So we're going to start off with the sides. And what I would like you to do is pause this video and try to draw these types of triangles and see if you get them correct, and then watch the video. But after you've paused it, we're going to talk about scalene triangles, which means that all sides are different lengths. So if I draw a triangle like that, an easy way to do it would be like this: a short side, a long side, and a medium side. And to show that, we will just say this side's 3 units long, this side is 5 units long, and that one's 7. Okay? For an isosceles, we have 2 congruent sides. And so I've got using my ID as my straight edge. So I'm going to make this a little bit shorter to make it easier to draw on this. Alright. And to just show that they're congruent, I will make little congruent symbols right there. So these are little tick marks that match up. And then for equilateral, all sides are congruent. Draw my little triangle. Draw one tick mark out on the sides. So even if it doesn't look perfect, that's okay, because that's why you draw these tick marks, to show that they are congruent. Alright, for acute triangles have all 3 acute angles. And so we will just call this 55, 65, and 60 degrees. So they're not necessarily the same as each other, but they're all less than 90 degrees. A right triangle has 1 right angle. Okay, an obtuse angle has 1 obtuse angle. So I'll start just by drawing that first side, and open it up, and then connect. So 1 obtuse angle, we'll just say this is 130 degrees, and it's obtuse. And then an equiangular, which they're actually the same. If a triangle is equilateral, it's also equiangular. And it would be 60, 60, and 60. And they all have the same angles. Alright. Awesome. Move on to page. Now we are on, we're going to take everything that we learned from page 1, and we're going to classify these triangles. So if you look right here on number 1, none of the sides are congruent. So this side is different than this side, which is different than that side. So it has to be scalene. And then both of these angles are 90 degrees. And as we are going to see in a little bit, all of the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So that would mean that this one has to be less than 90 as well. So it's going to be cute. Alright, right here, they all have different side lengths again. So this will again be scalene. And then we see this right angle. So it's a right triangle. This one is very confusing. Not drawn to scale. So it doesn't look obtuse at all, but it is. So under angles, we'll write obtuse because 130 degrees is greater than 90. And then 2 of the 3 sides are the same. So it's going to be isosceles. And then last, we have 3 equal sides. So it is equilateral. And then at the same time, we know that all 3 angles are going to be the same because equilateral and equiangular triangles are the same. Equiangular. Gosh, I hope I spelled that correctly. Not sure if I did. Alright, so the triangle sum theorem. This is probably something you remember. That all the angles of a triangle add up to 180, right? I know you were thinking it, even if you didn't say it. So if you add all the interior angles, the angles inside the triangle, you'll equal 180. Let's do some examples over that. This angle plus this angle plus this angle equals 180. So x plus 75 plus 60 equals 180. I'm going to combine like terms. X equals 135. X plus 135 equals 180. And then I'm going to subtract 135. Oh goodness. Minus 135. X is going to be 45 degrees. Or just 45. Okay? Alright, now we are going to solve for x again. I want to give you a chance to do it. So pause your video and set up your equation. When you unpause your video, that is what you should have for your equation. And then when we combine like terms, we get 5x plus 145 equals 180. And then 5x, well, I'm subtracting 145 on both sides. So 180 minus 145 is 35. Divide by 5. And we get 7. Yeah! Moving right along. On to number 7. Okay. So x plus 61 plus 72 plus 53 equals 180. Then we're going to add all 3 of these together. Okay, I'm guilty. I used a calculator. But you add them all together, you get 186. And then if you subtract 186 on both sides, you get a negative number. And that's okay. Because x can be negative, you just can't have a negative angle. But yeah. Moving right along, find the measure of angle A. So what we're going to do is solve for x and then plug x back in. X plus 48 plus x plus 68 plus 80 equals 180. Combine like terms. So 2x, and then I'm going to get crazy and use my calculator again. 48 plus 68 plus 80 is 196 equals 180. Subtract 196. Ooh, looking like we're going to have a negative number again. It's alright. So negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Alright, but we want to find the measure of angle A. So angle A is equal to x plus 48. Therefore, we need to plug x in. Negative 8 plus 48 equals 40 degrees. So angle A is 40 degrees. Alright, if you are not in advanced geometry, you could turn the video off. But you are more than welcome to continue watching. Alright, now we must first draw this triangle, so I want you to do that. Draw our triangle, and I don't know what is what. I'm just going to label this whatever. Like, I don't know if this is a big angle, small angle. It's not going to be drawn to scale. So I'm going to label W as that one. I don't need to write angle. That's crazy. Okay. W, I, N. So those are my angles. And then I can label them. 2y plus 7, 6y, and 8y plus 13. And then once you do this, you can figure out that you need to just add all of them up together. Equals 180. So 16y plus 20 equals 180. This one comes out very nicely. Minus 20. Y is going to be 10. Okay. There is that one. We've got one problem left. Oh, my camera's going crazy. Not really sure why it's beeping. Why it's doing that. Okay, we're better now. Okay, that was weird. Right here we have right triangle ABC. We want to classify it by its sides. So like, is it isosceles or scalene? Pretty much your only choices because it can't be equilateral. So A is 90, so that has to be that. And then B and C, this is an angle B is a y plus 40. And angle C is 3y minus 10. So we know that if all the angles add up to 180 and this one is 90, then we know that these two would just combine to add together to equal 90. So I'm going to show that here. Y plus 40 is 3y minus 10 can equal 90. And then 4y plus 30 will equal 90. If I subtract 30 on both sides, I would get 4y equals 60. Divide by 4, divide by 4. y is going to be 15. But then it doesn't ask what y is. It asks what type of triangle was it. So we have to plug it back in and figure out that angle B equals y plus 40 or 15 plus 40. So angle B is 55 degrees. And then angle C equals 3y minus 10, or 3 times 15 minus 10. So 35 degrees. So what that would mean is that this is going to be a scalene triangle, because if it was isosceles, then these two angles would be congruent to each other. It would be the same length or the same size. So it is going to be a scalene triangle.